and welcome to the Portrait Guy podcast with me, Guy Lloyd. This is a podcast recorded in front of a live audience where myself and a very special guest will chat whilst painting each other's portrait. About halfway through, we'll do a self-portrait, and at the end of the year, we'll auction those off for charity. In this episode, I chat to comedian Maisie Adam. Welcome, Maisie.
Thank you, Guy.
Nice to see you. Are you ready for a bit of art?
I think so. I'm not good at art. I'm going to say that from the off.
I think you said that one. When I first approached you about the podcast,
yeah.
That was your immediate. You said yes, but
I can't,
which I like.
I can't draw or paint, and I reckon a lot of people come on this podcast maybe and say that, but I'm not great at it. I think I had quite a scary art teacher at school, I think that was quite. Which is unusual because the art teacher trope is the whole kind of there's no wrong answers and no, not this one. I was wrong every lesson. Yeah.
It does. I think it does have a bearing how well you get on with your teacher.
Yeah, totally.
Doesn't it? And
massively.
How much you like them, and what's the general vibe here? Are they being a bit forceful, a bit strict, or is there? And my art teacher was like the opposite of yours.
Yeah.
And that was why it was probably my favourite subject at school, I think. So,
yeah.
So what? So you didn't get on with the teacher, and you didn't particularly look forward to it, and your art suffered.
Yeah, she was just really strict. So and really kind of quite aggressive. So the way she told you off was, I've got this quite visceral memory. Already we're in sort of feels quite therapy like, but I've got quite a visceral memory of having a homework assignment to design a Christmas card. And I couldn't draw holly. I couldn't get the leaves right. And I kept rubbing it out. I started crying at home. And my mum came in thinking what, is something okay? You know, you're 14, 15. She thought, I think, is the bullying? Who said what to you? And it was just that I couldn't draw chuffing holly. And I was getting so stressed about what Miss, I won't say her name, but what she was going to say, that I was getting myself in such a tiz about it. And I just used to really stress myself out.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because now I love art. I love going to see art. I think I was telling you over dinner, I went yesterday into London with my mum and we saw the Lee Bowery exhibition. And that kind of colour and explosiveness and kind of daring kind of art I'm really drawn to. I really like kind of art that's sort of designed to make people feel a bit naughty or feel a bit like they shouldn't be looking, that kind of thing. It had great clips of Lee Bowery kind of walking through what looked like afternoon tea at the Ritz, but he was dressed in this big fishnet tights and this huge glitter dress thing with the makeup that he used to do with a big dildo hanging out and all these families having afternoon tea in the 80s just sort of going, look away Mildred, look away. So I still I really like seeing art and experiencing art, but I still get quite anxious doing it.
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, my art teacher, as I say, wasn't that strict, but I think there was a general sense of every subject at school of you have to do well. I felt that pressure. I'm sure a lot of us here have had that. So I've always felt when my artwork, where I excelled a bit more than other subjects, that I still had to get it right and have it perfect.
I think that's the thing as well. I wasn't very academic at school, and so I think you're naturally drawn as sort of a safe space to the subjects where there's a bit more freedom. It's not so binary of right and wrong.
Yeah.
And so I was always drawn to English and drama and PE. I liked because you could be good at different things. You didn't have to be great at catching. You could be good at batting. You could be good at different stuff. So, but anything like maths, physics, where there's definitive answers, I hated. So I think that was sort of it as well. Is I thought art would be fun and nice, and then I just had an absolute cow of a teacher. Main thing is I'm over it. Do you know what I mean?
I know. I think we spent 10 minutes on that.
Yeah. And she's here tonight.
So we're going to choose what kind of medium of art we're going to, and I'm going to let you do that. So there's an envelope here with different options. We've got pencil, acrylic, charcoal, crayon. I've got my favourites, I'll be honest. You'll know by
okay.
what you pick out. My response will say everything. So I'll let you choose. Here you go. The envelope is coming over there. Just pick one out, Maisie.
I know what I don't want. I don't want the paint.
I don't want the paint.
You don't want the paint
Maybe
either.
we can mutually agree on if the paint comes out, we'll just ignore it. There's a lot of washing up afterwards with the paint. It gets a bit messy.
Crayon.
Yeah.
Crayon? Which ones are they? No, I know what a crayon is. Where are they? Have we even got them?
I don't even know if we've got
I don't think you've got any crayons here. Do I go again?
I think it might be the coloured pen. Hold on.
That's charcoal.
I ain't got any crayon.
Honestly, you come to do an art podcast and they've not even brought the equipment.
There's no crayon.
Should we go again?
Let's
Shall I double dip?
Yeah, I'll get some crayon for the next one.
Yeah, that'd be good, mate. Fuck's sake, acrylic paint.
Nah.
But maybe there's a thing here of we both can go wrong, and I've not had that before.
Do you want to do acrylic paint?
Yeah, I think I do.
We should do, really. Go on.
I think I finally want the freedom to do art wrong.
All right, well, I'm not gonna be your teacher and say, no, you can't do that.
Don't be my teacher.
No. So, well, let's do that. Palettes.
You're really resenting me because of the washing up you've got to do, haven't you?
Just keep the colours to a minimum. All right, Maisie. Don't go mad. And
Guy's been asking me to do his art podcast for ages, and now he's here going, don't use too many colours. And I haven't got crayons.
There's a bit of water there.
Mm-hmm.
If you do want to mix,
right,
and obviously some paintbrushes.
We will need those, won't we?
And I'll have mine, and I'm really looking forward to. I don't know, when I think about the guest that's on and what they look like.
Steady.
I mean, it's not up here because it's so bad, but my portrait of Gail Porter, and she, in her own words, she said, there's no hair, I'm bald, you can't go wrong. And boy, did I go wrong.
Really?
It was really bad. It was very pink, bright pink.
Okay.
Sort of round, bright pink.
Yeah.
Wrong eye colour. So I've been talking to her for an hour and got completely the wrong eye colour.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And yet, I still think I might be able to sell it at the end of the year or auction it off. But what it taught me that night was not to put too much emphasis on. I was actually trying to get it spot on.
Right.
But now I'm more interpretive art. That's my style.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to, because I think you've got a very striking look. And I'm big on hair because I used to be a hairdresser.
Yeah.
So like when Tom Ward was on, he's got a Beatles haircut, Tom Ward, if you don't know him. So I was quite looking forward to doing his hair. And so like the hair, I think is quite important for me. And then it's the eyes. But you've got a strong look, which I'm looking forward to painting. I just wanted to share that.
Great. I'm excited. To see if you get my eye colour right.
Do you want to choose some paints? I'll let you choose.
Okay.
I'm not too precious on what.
You don't mind me having the first one?
No, you go.
First pick. Okay.
I might go. I'm into my colours at the moment. I'm wearing neon pink shorts, as you can see.
I'm into that. I want to kind of.
I'm into my colours.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you thinking now?
I'm worried about if I paint you orange.
Do I look orange?
No, just I don't want to. You've said about Gail Porter now. And I don't want to paint you pink.
It's all right. Just you can mix.
Look a bit gammony.
Gammony.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
No, I'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Give us some eye contact for a minute. Oh, what are they? Blue?
No.
Grey?
No.
Green?
Yes.
Green. Great.
Greeny brown.
Greeny brown.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to stage like this. I think they changed. That was my excuse for Gail.
Okay.
But,
there we go.
So let's get started.
Oh God.
I might go with Is your hair recently dyed?
It
blonde?
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought so. I noticed. Looks good.
At Cuttlefish Salons just round the corner.
There we go. So I need to get the right.
Oh, I've got really nervous out of nowhere.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it is that feeling of being back at school and wanting to get it right. The other thing I haven't mentioned in the preamble before the show, before we started recording, is and I haven't mentioned this to you either, Maisie.
Oh,
don't be alarmed, but we try not to, if you can maybe move yours a little bit, we try not to let you see the art until the end.
Yeah,
so you might get, from you guys in the corners there, you might get a little glimpse of Maisie's or mine on this side. But we really enjoy this is a bit of a work in progress, the whole podcast, but we like the reaction from the audience when we show. So right at the end, we'll reveal the portraits and the self-portraits, and the audience reaction is everything.
Yeah, you see, that's nerving me out as well, because at the start, before this podcast, when I definitely wasn't in the room, I was having a look at the audience. They're quite an arty bunch. You look like you all do art.
Yeah.
No, you do. You all look like you're either, just by way of hands, how many did art at school or still like do a bit of art themselves? Yeah, see?
I think out of the 500 people we've gotten in tonight, that was about 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Yeah, I think it is that school thing. I'm going straight in with the hair.
Are you?
Yeah. Let's talk about little Maisie.
Okay.
Like young Maisie. You grew up in Harrogate.
Yeah.
Yorkshire lass.
Yeah.
What was Harrogate? What was it like growing up in Harrogate?
I'm always quite conflicted with this answer, because lovely is the first word. It is lovely. It's a lovely part of the world. It's very nice. If anything, it's too nice. It's a bit insular. It's a bit of a bubble. So you don't kind of encounter what felt. It's a bit like you ever watched the Truman Show? Kind of felt a bit like that sometimes.
Okay.
Saw the same people at the same places at the same time every week, and I think, you know, if you don't know anything else, you don't know that that's a bit odd.
Yeah.
And it was only when I kind of left home that I realised what a big wide world it is, and loved that about it. I think I loved it growing up, and I like all the outdoor space and the fact that you could be up in the Dales in no time and all of that. I'm quite outdoorsy, but I remember like once I'd left, I was very uninterested in returning back, really.
Okay.
And it's quite a middle class town. It's quite comfortable. It's quite you don't meet people with different stories so much in a place like that. I think that's kind of important, especially if you're going to go into an unconventional line of work, as it were. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that kind of came across in everything, even at school. I had a lovely school experience and I had a nice time, but it was always a school that was very about, there was a way to go about life. You went to school to go to get good GCSEs, to go to a good university, to go and do a good degree, to get a good job. And as I've said, that wasn't really on the cards for me. I felt like, anyway, Did you have a sense of what you wanted to do when you were at school, or what you were interested in? Just show off. Just like genuinely though, like I had a lot of energy, and so I loved PE because I loved football and I was decent at running. And I was competitive, so I liked winning and I liked beating people. And then in drama, I loved making people laugh. Like I always used to get cast as the funny person in it, and I liked that because I need to remember to paint at the same time. Sorry. But I liked it because there was an immediacy to making people laugh, like if you play if you're doing Romeo and Juliet and you play Juliet, you don't know if you've done a good job until the very end when people clap. But if your job is to be the funny person, you're getting like immediate validation quick. I'm incredibly insecure is what I'm learning. But it's that's what I loved. I liked the fact, and again, in PE, if you've done well because you've either scored a goal or you haven't. You've either saved it or you haven't.
So did you like that immediacy?
Yeah. I think because I liked knowing I'd done it well.
Yeah. And is it that need for instant gratification, validation?
I just like, it's the easy answer. Yeah. I think I think I get frustrated when I'm wrong, like when I'm not doing something well, and I'm not very good either at sort of like maintaining interest at something if I'm not interested in it. So like maths and physics, I just used to dick about, science, anything like that. Not for me. And teachers got hold of that and kind of, I think there was a mutual resentment going on a lot of the time. And then I really liked stuff like English, where you could kind of like be a bit more expressive, I guess, and kind of, like talk about why you liked it rather than if it was good or if it was bad.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, I used to like all of those expressive stuff. So English, drama, PE. But I was ready to leave my hometown for sure.
I went to Harrogate once. I've got PTSD from my one visit to Harrogate.
Oh, geez, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I've got to talk about it. This is a safe space, isn't it? I was hired to DJ at a wedding.
Yeah.
And this was quite a while back. This is before digital, I can DJ off my phone now. But back then it was carrying a load of CDs. And so I got hired for this friend of a friend's wedding. Said, I might make DJs. I don't, but I'll take the money. So I got hired for this wedding, this beautiful wedding in Harrogate. As you say, it's quite middle class, quite a posh wedding. And it was all going well, because when you're doing a wedding, you just sort of take, that's what I call music, 35, 36, 37, 38. That was basically...
You really made that day, didn't you?
Yeah. But it all went terribly wrong when the bride asked for Kylie, and I didn't have any.
You didn't bring Kylie to a wedding?
I know. Please don't turn on me. I know it was a mistake. But I thought I must have some in all of these now. That's what I call music. Yeah. And there wasn't one Kylie song, and I really started to panic. And then, because it's not like, normally you'll know if you DJ, or even if you ask for DJ requests, the normal DJ response is, yeah, it's coming up. So I did that for a while, and she was like, when's Kylie? And eventually I had to say, I've searched high and low and I've got no Kylie. And she had a complete meltdown.
She had a meltdown?
Yeah.
Was she the bride?
She was the bride, yeah. So she stormed out of the wedding. The husband went to chase her. She was apparently like crying in the garden. The worst bit was that I couldn't just finish the gig and then go home and just escape. I had to stay in the hotel with the whole of the whole wedding, and I had to come down in the morning for the walk of shame for breakfast with all the families there. And I walk in, and everyone is just looking at me going, "That's the guy. That's the DJ that hasn't got Kylie." That's the guy that we were in the wedding. No. It turned out later that she didn't know at the time, but that she was pregnant and she was a bit hormonal. And we thrashed it all out. And I apologised and she apologised. And that was my Harrogate.
Oh, my God.
Experience.
Yeah.
So I got out even quicker than you.
Yeah.
I got out super quick.
Yeah.
That was my memory. At what point did you... Because
That's quite kind of metaphorical, though, for my upbringing, is people requesting something of you that you can't offer.
There you go.
They wanted me to be academic and they wanted me to go and get a good degree, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have it.
Yeah.
And are you pregnant?
So what point did you... Because you weren't actually in Harrogate, you were in a sort of village outside of it, weren't you?
Tiny village called Pannell. Lovely, beautiful village, but, and I say this very respectfully, but I would say the average age of people in Pannell is 105. It's very, like my grand's still there, and it's sort of, it's that place where you go to retire. It's lovely, but again, very sleepy and kind of quiet, lovely. But when you're 16, 17 and you're discovering music and bands for the first time, I spent most of my teens, I think, on a train to Leeds, and trying to go to sort of nights out there despite being underage, because there's just nothing going on really.
Yeah. I grew up in a village, and it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? I loved sort of running around as a child in the fields and the freedom, and a lot of football was played.
Yeah.
And, definitely fell in love with football at that time, joined the local team and football was an obsession. I was bird watching for a while. It was lovely to a point, and then you get to that. Yeah, like you say, sometime in your teens, you think there's got to be more than this, and it's usually related to pubs, music, popular culture, isn't it? It's just like spreading your wings at some point.
Yeah, definitely, and just kind of like I can remember as well, like the panic would set in as well of as you got older. I really felt like my teens, I could mess around, and then it sort of crept out of nowhere. Like, you know, a lot of people say it about their 30s or something, you know, that you're all cruising through life and then suddenly everybody's going through these life changes.
Yeah. My
final years of school felt a bit like that, of just suddenly everybody had a vision of where they wanted to go. And you'd ask your mate, oh, what do you reckon you're going to do? And they knew what course they were going to do and where they wanted to go to do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a clue, and I found that really scary. Because I didn't know where I wanted to go, I just knew that I didn't want to stick around.
But initially, you wanted to. Acting was your first love.
Well, as I say, I loved it at school. I think if I knew that stand-up was a career, but you don't know that at school, do you? But acting, drama was my favourite thing to do. And unlike the aforementioned art teacher, I had a really good drama teacher. She was so great, and she was really determined to let me know and everybody else know that the arts was a viable career. And she pulled me aside. I always remember it. She pulled me aside and she told me, look, don't apply for university. You're not academic. In a really nice way. No, it was. And she was like, you're not academic. And if you go and do a drama course, you'll spend your whole time doing essays, like theses and stuff. Go to a drama school and it's practical and it's, and I didn't even know about drama schools. My perception of a drama school was like the film Fame, people doing high kicks in the corridor. And I thought, I can't go to drama school. I haven't got a leotard, all of these. And so then she told me all of these, ones, and went through the prospectuses with me. And I auditioned for, I think it was 16 drama schools or 14, something like that. So many. And they were really, really expensive. Really expect to audition, let alone to go to. And my mum and dad were really supportive, and I applied to every single one and didn't get into any of them. And all my mates went off to do various things. And I remember I stayed at home and I worked in Fat Face, the shop, every day. And it felt like such a step back. Felt like for ages I'd had such a fun time at school and had a really good group of mates, and then just no one was there. And I'm in this town where nothing's happening, working a job, but not really with a view to doing, I didn't know what I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Bray, again, my drama teacher, she told me that the National Youth Theatre did a course on mastering your audition technique. She told me about it. I'd left school and she was still emailing me about it. She's just a really great person, really cared about where you went after it was well beyond her responsibility. And so I went and did these courses, and I went and applied again, and this time got into 3, and I got to choose, and I picked this one. And I went and did acting and community theatre at a place called East 15 in Southend-on-Sea. When I said I really wanted to see the world.
You really
Southend-on-Sea.
You really stepped out your comfort zone there, didn't you?
But it's so funny. I was telling my mum yesterday about this memory I have of, I went to RADA to audition there.
Yeah.
You walk in and they've got pictures of Judi Dench when she's 19, and bloody Laurence Olivier and all these people, right up to James Norton, all that, Tom Hiddleston, people like that. And you had to prepare 2 speeches, a Shakespeare one and a modern one. And I remember my dad drove me all the way down to London to do this audition. And it's just off Goode Street in London is RADA. So it's central London, and he'd driven all the way. and then was surprised there wasn't a car park. And he was like, and my dad doesn't want to pay for parking in London. So he's like, you go, what will you be? I said, about 40 minutes, I reckon, because I've got two pieces to do and there might be a bit of a wait to go in. So about half an hour, 40 minutes. He was like, right. He just drove round in a loop for ages. And I went in and I was called in straight away. And I did my Shakespeare one. And this man and woman who were behind the desk, he just looks at me and he's like, right, thank you. And I was like, oh, I've got my other one. He's like, no, thank you. Oh, I couldn't go out and face my dad because we'd got up at 4:00 in the morning to drive down. I thought, I can't go out. And I went and sat in the toilet for half an hour. I couldn't go out and tell my dad that, because I thought as well, my dad would be like, do you remember on X Factor when someone would have an audition and they'd get a no and then their family would storm in being like, give her a chance, Simon. I thought my dad it'd be less give her a chance and more, I've just been chuffing paid, for parking. Anyway, so I sat in this loo in RADA for like half an hour and then eventually came out. Dad was like, how'd it go? I was like, yeah, really well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knowing full well what the answer was already. And then I had a moment, this is what I was telling my mum yesterday, I had a moment where at the end of last year, I recorded my Radio 4 special at RADA. Oh. And people were like queuing down the road to come and see it. And I just felt proper full circle and really, and this is such a loser thing to say, but I went and sat on that loo again. I just thought, it's a really weird thing to do, but...
Yes. What a lovely story. Such
an awful humble brag to be like, I went and sat on that loo and thought, the last time my arse cheeks are here. But it's true, I thought, if you could have said to me when I walked out then, listen, you'll be back. It won't be how you think you'll be back, but you'll be back.
Yeah. What a lovely story.
It was nice. It was lovely.
So what point did you, how's your painting going, by the way?
It's, what was the word you used? Interpretive.
Okay.
I think. Very interpretive.
I had a really strong start with the hair, I feel. And then the eyes, I've got the right colour, I think, brown.
Yeah.
But they're not very symmetrical. And the nose has gone...
What? Oh, on there? I thought you meant...
Yeah, not in real life.
I think they're brown. They're not very symmetrical.
I was just going to critique your face.
I was like, fuck off.
And the nose has got a bit ski with. And the thing is about... Well, the other rule around this rule is, I'm sounding like your art teacher now.
Yeah.
There's no rubbers, or you can't kind of. It's very much
once
like,
it's on there, it's on there.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Even with the pencil, we kind of just we have to go.
I've just done your eyes, and they're not symmetrical either. Sorry.
We have to accept. We'll just have a little time check, see how we're doing. We are approaching the halfway mark.
We're not.
We are.
Shit.
How are you finding it? Are you finding
It's less stressful than the one at school, which is nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
When did your sort of attention switch from acting to stand-up comedy?
Basically, I graduated and had no agent, and again moved back home, back up north. Which, if the gap year felt gap year, the year where I worked in Fatface, makes it sound like I've trekked round Bali. Hardly eat, pray, love. But, to say that felt a bit of a failure or step back, to move back home after 3 years of drama school was pretty rough. And because I didn't have an agent, I was just sort of applying blindly for jobs that you don't even want. Like, acting's so hard. I've got such respect for anybody who's pursuing it like that, because you're going up for jobs that are like background person in an advert for a bank, or like a sort of or an educational video and you're lady at bus stop number 3. It's really, really hard. And I was just going up for all these different jobs, not going anywhere. I was back at home, and just that creativity, if we're being arty here, but really what I mean is that need to show off was like burning away in me, and I just wanted to be performing again. And I'm not a playwright. I couldn't make my own play. I don't think my brain doesn't really work like that. But I'd always loved stand-up, and I'd always admired it, gone to seeing it. And then when I worked at Fat Face, I used to like have these little ideas, and I would like print off till roll and just write them down, but not do anything with them. She used to like put them in this like tin on my desk, and eventually I was like, I'm going to give stand-up a go. But there was no stand-up near where I lived because I lived in a village full of old people. So I was like looking around, and I was volunteering at a book festival in Ilkley. It's a literature festival, and they'd done like a call out for local artists, like the Ilkley Fringe, and you could do anything. You just wrote in, and it was like, I'd like to do a dance show, I'd like to do spoken word, I'd like to do an excerpt of a play that I've written. And I just wrote in and said I'd like to do stand-up, and they came back and said, here's your slot, it's Thursday 8 till 9 p.m.
Wow.
I didn't know you start out, now we know, Guy, don't we, that like you start out on stand-up usually doing 5 minutes and then work up to 10, and then maybe you might get booked to do like 20 one day. No, I just went.
You got offered an hour-long show.
Went up and did an hour. I just got all those bits.
Did you?
Bits of till roll.
That was your first show, was an hour?
Yeah. It's just all these till roll, and I made loads of flyers and handed them out. I used to put them in people's bags in Fat Face. When I was like, would you like your seat in the bag? Put a flyer in. And I did it. And I mean, now, God, if we watched it back, it would be a good 10 stretched over 57 minutes. But I absolutely loved it. Like, whatever buzz I'd ever got from football or from performing like in plays at school, it was totally like just a completely different feeling. I don't really know how to describe it except a buzz. I still get it now, like, and it was that thing as well of like, you know immediately if it's going well. So like the bits that were getting laughs, that was like, it was. I don't know if you've ever been like in a social situation, you meet your mates for the first time and you make them laugh, or like, I don't know, if you get sat next to somebody you don't know at a wedding and you get to sort of have a nice little bit with that. It's like flirting with people for an hour. You're like, oh, there's something going here. Like, it was nice.
Yeah.
And I just came off stage and was like, I just want to do that over and over and over and over again. And so I then would like write to promoters down in London and say, can I come and do your gig? And promoters would come back being like, well, we need a clip of your like 5 or your 10. I'd transfer an hour. But like they'd need a bloody Dropbox to download it. But it worked in my favour because all these like open mic promoters thought, well, if she's doing an hour, she must be quite established. I'd done one gig. But I'd get booked for these gigs down in London. So I used to finish Fat Face, then take the megabus down and do like, stay in this hostel in Camden for £12 a night. Had 16 bunk beds in it. And I would book myself in for like four gigs Friday night, 4 gigs Saturday night, come back Sunday. Yeah.
And were you still working at that time?
Yeah, just in Fat Face, yeah. So I used to clock off at 3 and get down to London.
So it was like, this is what I'm going to do, and you were just taking every possible gig going around the day job. Yeah, and
just basically kept going. And then like the open mic, I always think Louis Theroux, he could do a whole series on the open mic circuit. It's absolutely fascinating. The people you meet, and again, like as I was saying, like coming from such a small insular town to suddenly start meeting these like, and I say it in a nice way, but like weirdos, like just people, because some people are trying to stand up to challenge themselves. Some people are genuinely delusional. Like, it is. And these nights, they would have like 18 acts on a night, and there'd be some bloke who's like in, quite high finance management who just hates his job and wants to challenge himself. And then there'd be like there'd be some mad kid doing really terrible sketch, rubbish, really bad. but you kind of respected that they were being mad enough to try it.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I really, really liked all that. And then, one lad said to me after doing a gig, he was like, "Oh, if you want to make it as a stand-up, you should enter So You Think You're Funny. That's like what all the big ones have won. Like Peter Kay had won it and stuff." So I looked it up and it was up in Edinburgh, and I entered it and did my heat in one of those pubs in London, and then got asked to come up to the semi-finals at the Edinburgh Fringe. Did that. Told my fat-faced manager I was poorly, and then and then I think he started to get the gist.
Yeah.
That my heart wasn't in retail. Bless him. He used to tell me to go surfing. When we were on the shop floor, he'd be like, "Maisie, can you go surfing?" And surfing stood for different things. So it was like, say hello, understand the customer, relate to them. Yeah, fitting rooms, make sure they know where the fitting rooms are. How can I still remember this? Integrate a new product, never leave them alone. I feel like that's wrong. And goodbye, always make sure you say goodbye. So I know when I go shopping, when you got somebody who's like, "You all right? Do you need any help?" I'm like, "Fuck off."
It's the worst. It is the worst.
But no, not in fat face. They're just surfing.
It's amazing you still remember.
I know. That was wild. And then I went up for the final and met all these people that I'd never gigged with, and they were all so blooming good. And somehow won it, and that's how I got signed and everything. That was like the big change.
Pivotal moment.
Yeah.
And Edinburgh often is, isn't it? For a lot of, we've had a few comedians on the podcast already. And
yeah, I'd never been. Like, I think that's the difference as well. Lots of comedians have gone already as a punter and are desperate to do it. You know, it's like being a musician and you've always gone to Brixton Academy and then you want to play it or whatever. But I didn't know what it was. I'd never been. And then I went and was sort of like, it's great, but it's a bubble. It's not real. It's nothing. I don't think it's anywhere near as interesting as like the open mic circuit where all the mad people are. And that's what you want, isn't it? The mad people.
And now with your like current status, I mean, you're doing so well. You're doing well.
So far, so good. Waiting for it to crumble any minute.
But it's, as you know, as I do comedy myself, I've often seen, I mean, we've had Nick Helmon and Ramesh Ranganathan was in the audience that night. I remember doing a gig with Ramesh in Port Slade, in a pub in Port Slade. There was about 20 people there. I was hosting, Ramesh was on the bill. And there's a lot of comedians that have gone through that. I remember seeing you quite early on in the small studio room at Comedia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And thinking, she was good. I'm going to keep an eye on her. And it's so good to see people just rise, especially like locally, you know, the local connection.
I think that's what I loved about Brighton as well so much, is like when I moved here, the fact that there's a scene, you know, and you get it all. You get like, I remember I moved here and within a week I was gigging in, like, one was a cafe, one was that Carolina Brunswick, that room up there, the L-shaped room that's hotter than the sun. And Comedia, the little room on the side. Yeah. And I would go and then watch like the club nights every week. It was just like, and it's really supportive as well. Like all the acts know each other down here, and I just, still love it. I don't think I'll leave. I'm here forever now. You've
been in Brighton for, was it 7 or 8 years?
Yeah.
There's a little one person applauded there.
Is it my neighbour?
Yes. It's great.
Is it my landlord?
It's great.
I'll stay here forever. Yes.
It is great having you in Brighton, and like you said, there's a lot of your friend Susie Ruffalo you do the footy podcast with, lives here. You've got Zoe Lyons, Jen Bristol.
There's a good old gang.
Joe Wilkinson is down here, isn't he? Dylan Moran is a recent resident, I believe.
Yeah, it's great. I love it, and it's like the open mic circuit in one place. You've got a bit of everything, whatever you want to go. And I mean that in like comedy and music, and I find that I'm never bored here. There's always something to do, and like I know it's sometimes it's expensive. You know, it is expensive, and I know it's got its stuff that's not right. You know, it's getting a bit gentrified, it's getting a bit corporate. But compared to growing up around nothing to do, nothing to see, nothing to be inspired by, it's a gold mine of like inspiration and and diversity as well. That whole thing of like not only ever meeting people that are like you and have only ever grown. Like when I go back home and you see people that have only ever just stayed there, you just find, not in a snooty way, but just kind of it's an insular way to be. I think you've got to go and like see places and do things and be challenged and be inspired and be kind of put out of your comfort zone. I think that's why I like stand up. You never know how it's going to go. Like you can have a really good run, and like I'll admit I'm having a nice time now. I'm not having a nice time now, but as in like in my career, I'm having a nice time now. But I like the idea that I could go and do a gig tomorrow night and die on my arse, and it would be humbling. And you've got to work hard and keep going. It's like I can't do fat face. I can't do surfing. I can't do the.
Nick Helm spoke about that. He spoke about the fact that there's never two nights the same.
Yeah.
That you can do the same material with one audience. It goes down really well. The next night it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it's quite fascinating. There's so many factors involved in like the energy of a comedy gig.
Yeah.
And he was, when Nick was talking about it, when he was on the podcast, he was just, and I'm guessing you're a bit like this, just fascinated by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's it's an art form, and I guess as an artist, you're always looking to kind of push yourself, but also like be curious about why didn't that work? Why didn't that go well?
Yeah, and sometimes something that works one night will absolutely die a death the next one, and then the other way around as well. And I like that. I like the unpredictability of it. I like that you've got to constantly switch it up as well. If they're not on side, you can't just keep ploughing on with the routine you've got. You've got to switch it up and find what else works, you know? It's like a DJ. You've got to find some Kylie.
We actually got to move on to the self-portrait soon.
Oh, God.
I finished quite a while ago.
Did you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just yakking.
Well, I was just adding more lines and making you look older and older and older. So I thought I'll just stop there.
Oh, no.
I know, sorry.
Do I look like Maggie Smith now?
You'll find out shortly.
Oh,
so if you can just carefully tear it off, and then without the audience in, you can move the whole pad and do it like this. And then place it over there. I don't want to see it either because I want to be surprised. So maybe put it face down.
It's wet. It's paint, Guy.
Put it under the table like that. That's it. I know where it look. And have you still got the envelope over there, Maisie?
Yeah.
We need to. We're going to switch to self-portrait now. So we're going to have a new medium of art.
Oh, charcoal.
We've got the messiest, haven't we?
Hey?
We've got the messiest.
We have.
Charcoal's very messy. We've got to go with it.
Oh, for God's sake. Charcoal.
But I mean, it's simple. It's just one stick. So take a stick, and then I'll have a stick, and this is your self-portrait. When again, I'm going to mention Nick Helm. When we came to the self-portrait bit, he had no idea what he looked like. Not a clue. So I haven't looked in the mirror for a long time.
He's good though, isn't he? Like that's really good.
It's very good.
Colours.
Yeah. And he said, "Are we allowed to look at ourselves?" Well, I thought you should know roughly what you look like, surely.
Yeah.
So you got a good sense of what you look like.
I don't think I'd have chosen charcoal to express it, but we'll give it a go.
Give it a go. I actually, apart from the mess, I actually quite like charcoal. You can smudge.
Right.
Smudging's good. You know, if you want some shade. Going back to the comedy, were there any points, Maisie? I'm thinking obviously more early on.
Yeah.
When you did have a bit of a stinker and thought, I don't want to do this again. Did you have like those lonely nights when you leave a bad gig and you're on the train going home and you're thinking, why am I doing this?
Yeah, definitely. I remember like when I got signed, like my agency, who were really lovely, but they put me onto some gigs, and some of them are like, you know, to host like a company party or something like that, like a sort of corporate do type thing. And they're so hard. And I got booked for this. It's like a law firm's Christmas party, but it was in like one of those really fancy buildings near like Temple area of London, and I had to stand outside these two big, great doors that looked like 20 foot high, big wooden doors, and they swung open. And then there was like two long tables that all the lawyers were sat at having this meal. And there was no mic either. So I just had to shout loud.
God.
But I was stood outside waiting to hear my intro, and I heard the guy, he stood up, tapped his glass and raised a toast to all the clients that had died that year.
Jeez.
And
What
then
a warm-up.
I know, and I'm thinking, come on, just bring us on. Then he's like, anyway, now we've got an entertainer. I say like an entertainer. I don't know if she's any good because she hasn't got a Wikipedia page. I had to come on to that, and it was absolutely like soul destroying. Absolutely soul destroying. And I remember I had to do 20 minutes, and I glanced down at my watch, thinking I must be nearly there now, and I'd done 7 minutes.
Oh,
it wouldn't stop, you know.
Yeah.
Just kept going, just kept glancing down. Still had more to do.
I guess there's always a risk of that with the corporates. Do you have a favourite type of gig? Do you still like doing when you're trying out new stuff? Do you still?
Yeah, I like when I'm like working up the tour show. I like those work in progress shows. You know.
Yeah. They sort of remind you of the old days.
Yeah, and I love it when you can like. You go up with your paper, with your notebook, and they can see you working it out in real time. And I like that vulnerability because the way I do it, I'll write my jokes and then in black pen, and then I take a red pen onto the stage and I sort of mark each joke out of 10, like strictly.
Okay.
And sometimes I tell the audience what I've marked it, and they'll be like, higher, lower. But it's quite nice.
Yeah.
I like the kind of, sometimes, again, like you write something. I've done this before, like written something and thought, yeah, that's gonna kill tonight. That's gonna be brilliant, and it's got absolutely nothing. And then I've said something off the cuff, and it's ended up in the show because it's this is a dog shit portrait. This is truly.
I've kicked off with a comb over.
I've smudged my charcoal, and now I've got a beard.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing that. And you've just come off we were talking in the restaurant.
How'd you do a nose?
I know. I mean,
they're so hard noses.
They've always been difficult. Your nose that I painted is not. It looks broken.
Does it?
I'll be honest. Yeah, they're tricky noses because they're quite.
Oh God, this is really
trying to get it
bad.
symmetrical. If it's a symmetrical nose, and we're talking in the restaurant that you've just finished a 72 date tour or something like that. You've been all over the UK, a bit of Europe.
Yeah.
And you had a tour manager.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Well, it's just nice to have, like, I still find it I'm quite a sociable person, but it can be lonely on a tour. And also I can still find it quite, like turning up to a different venue every night and going up to like techies who you don't know and they don't know you and they don't really know what you want and you don't really know how to articulate what it is. You're sort of going, I've got a laptop and I know that when I press spacebar it plays. Can I plug it in? And then they go, what sort of lighting do you want? You go, on? Like, I just don't know all of that. And it was nice to have kind of, the company and also just somebody who knows what they're blooming doing. And but I love touring because you spend so long on that brilliant open mic circuit, but nobody's come for a specific person. They've come often because it's free, or that you get a free drink if you go into the pub, or people use all sorts to entice people into an open mic gig. Whereas you go and do your tour, it's your audience. They've bought a ticket to see you.
They're fans.
So it's really nice to like have that of I guess that kind of relationship, that kind of like vibe of I don't know, you kind of already feel in on the same jokes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice. I really like it. I really like being on tour. I like how it's all. I always do the same thing. I'll go out and do about 30 minutes of crowd work, then a break, and then the main tour. Okay. And that 30 minutes I use to kind of get to know where I am, because a lot of places I've been before, but a lot of places I've never been. And I like hearing people very quickly tell you which is the shithole bit and like, what's the best thing to come out of your town. And it's always something weird and lovely and wacky. And I don't know, it keeps it interesting for you as well. You know, when you're away for that long, you kind of end up learning loads. So
is that it now with that particular show, or will you?
Yeah. No, I'm going to do a new one. Okay. I haven't written it yet, but it'll be all right.
So you'll get another hour together for next year?
For like next year.
Yeah. And what's the process behind that?
I don't know.
Do you have to knuckle down and set some time aside, or is it just as and when, or is it like a bit of a last minute panic?
I think I always like to do it about something quite loose. Like there was a bit, I think it was up in Edinburgh as well, but like there's definitely a moment where it was very trendy to do kind of shows about something, you know, like a specific topic. And I love watching those shows, but I don't think I'm particularly like that style of comedy. Like I kind of like the more everyday observational kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm very wary of going on tour and not having a show of, I've not got something, I've not got a show together. I don't want it to just be kind of a bit bland. So it's a bit of like, I'm trying to make it, that's the tricky thing, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say, of like making it relatable and also not kind of about one big topic. Like it's, but that's kind of the fun of it. In fact, that bloke from the Carolina Brunswick messaged me the other day to ask if I want to do some whips. I need to get back to him because I really like that room. Although this room's bloody great, isn't it? Have I lived here 8 years and I've never been in this room?
Yeah, this is a great room.
It's a great room.
Stand-up comedy does go down in here. And Caroline Brunswick do some great work in progress. They get some great work in progress comedians. And you, I don't know how, you did the tour and then you went off to watch the footy, didn't you?
Yeah. Do you know, like, that was
that?
It's just a dream. Like, I still feel like I'm kind of coming down from cloud nine.
We won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, I feel very, very, like, my thing about football is, there's loads of people who rightly are in positions of talking about the technical aspects and whether or not Serena's going to play a 4-4-2 or a 4, like all of this. I'm not that. I love being a fan, and I love the fact that the women's game is growing to the point where a lot of people who've never been into football are suddenly really into it and finding their tribe. And it's as somebody who's always enjoyed the men's game as well, it's a very, very different game and a very, very different vibe. And that's to be celebrated rather than compared. And I love it. I really, really love the diversity and the inclusivity and the breadth of people that go to women's games. Like when I go to Ellen Road to watch the men, I love Leeds United, they're my team, but you look in the crowd and it's like, it's like when you open a box of eggs, it is. But like you go to a women's game and there's families, there's couples, there's loads of people actually, Guy, that go on their own and find friends there. And I think that speaks volumes about the kind of
that's lovely
atmosphere that's created there.
Yeah.
And so to be there for the Euros, such a momentous one as well, where like we're defending it and up against some really big teams that have gotten really, really good. It was
and moments when I thought,
oh my God, I thought we were going home about three different times.
Yeah. And then,
but I'm really passionate about the fans' place in football, and seeing that community grow and grow and grow to the point where it's sort of become its own like different commodity to the one that is the men's game. It exists in so many different spaces, and I think I'm just very passionate about celebrating something that can bring so much joy to so many different people, and also it's just really like bloody exciting to watch. And I met so many fans. I was doing like a fan diary when I was out there, so I'd like go to games and then I'd chat to say like some German fans the next day or some Welsh fans the next day or some Italian fans, and kind of hear all their stories of how they got into football. Some of them had only just got into it in the last year, some of them had been diehard fans since they were young and grown up around football. And I love all of those experiences, and people forget football. It's not just 11 players versus 11 players on a pitch. It's a whole community. It's fans. It's like, it's buying the shirts. It's going round the stadiums and sort of singing the chants and finding your mates or making mates in the games. And it was just a great atmosphere to be part of for the month. And I'm really glad that it was able to last a month because of how the girls did. It was so cool. It was so cool.
And I love there's a clip of you on your Instagram of the moment.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just such. We were talking about that in the restaurant because I'm a Spurs fan, so I've gone through a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And we recently won a trophy after 17 years. And that moment when the whistle went, even though it's a god awful final against Man United, it was terrible. But as a fan, you're just willing your team on, so you don't notice how bad the team. But when the whistle went, and the euphoria. And I think if you've been out there a while and you've, like you said, you've sort of been around the fans and the atmosphere, it just means so much. I
think as well the journey that the girls had in this tournament, like it wasn't, when I think back to when we won the Euros in 2022, we were so dominant in every game. It was so good all the way through, and there was these standout characters that were like the bigger names. And you were getting like breakthroughs like Ella Toone and Leslie Russo, but it was kind of like names that had been in the England squad for a good while. This squad, so many new names and so many different like vibes throughout the game. There was ones where we were like 80 minutes and we were 2-0 down. Everyone, I sat behind a girl who left early on the Italy game.
Never leave early, never.
She was really annoying throughout the whole thing. She kept shouting at the players. So when she went, I was like, yeah, off you go. And then she came back after we'd scored and she was in tears and I was laughing. But I was like, you never leave early. Fancy going all the way to Switzerland and then leaving 10 minutes early.
Why?
But it was just so good the way it was like, there was at least 3 different occasions where I thought, we're going home. But also like, there were players who'd played collectively like 12 minutes, and then like Michaela Adam, who just came out of nowhere and just exploded onto this scene, and that's so important for elevating the game and people seeing. I mean, I was like chatting to my husband when I got back, and I was like, in 10 years' time, she'll only be 29. Like she'll still be playing, like in 10, 15 years' time. It's so exciting.
It was so good to watch because it's something about. They had a sort of never say die mentality, didn't they?
Yeah.
And there was a spirit that carried them through. They weren't necessarily the most technically gifted, but there was just something that they just sort of refused to lie down and they refused to give up. That was so good to see.
I think that's what you want from international tournaments as well. Like again, from a fan perspective, people forget that that's a lot of people's like entry point into football. A lot of people get into it through just a big tournament rather than choosing a club to go to every weekend. Instead, it's like, let's just watch England or whatever. And that's great. And what you want from that such type of tournament is the drama. It's so boring if the big teams do well and the small teams get knocked out. What you want is that kind of like, you want penalties, you want missed penalties, you want red cards, you want people slipping over, you want tampons up the nose. Like, but it was so cool. It was like, it had every bit of, like a script writer would have written a tournament like that. Like, it was crazy.
That's why, if you're a football fan, and I get that some people aren't, but it's very, for me, it's kind of like an addiction, and it's something like 40 odd years I've had with one team, stuck with them through thick and thin. More pain last night, lost again last night. But there's something about just living for those moments when it does happen, when you do have a glorious moment. But all the drama and
it's like stand up.
Yeah,
you do it for the highs, and you have to just deal with the lows and go. That's part of it. We go again,
and it's unpredictable. And you play as well, don't you? You've done the
I'm not hoping for a call up from Serena, but
you're pretty decent though. You're good level, aren't you?
Well, when I moved to Brighton, I didn't know anybody, so the first thing I did was look up some local football teams, and I joined a little five-a-side where, like, to be honest, it was a real beginners one. Like they're all like mums, and they wouldn't mind me saying this, but like a bit older than me. And it was really like, and I loved it because they were all so enthusiastic, but they hadn't played much at all. Like literally, it would go out for a throw-in, And I'd be like, right, it's a throw in, and then kick it in. And I was like, no, throw, with your hands. And so then I just started to make some mates, and then found a Sunday League team who I play with now, Seagulls, and they just embody everything that I love about the game, of like the inclusivity and the kind of the joy of the game, I suppose, is what I'm getting at. Like the play is almost secondary, like I would say, or certainly in tie with just enjoying it and making sure people feel like it's a space for them. And it's great. And also, I chuffing hate the gym, so I need something to keep active, because stand up, despite being stood up, it's only for 20 minutes, unless it's your first gig, in which it's an hour. But it's a lot of sitting down on trains. It's a lot of eating late at night on the train home. So I've got to try and keep healthy. So
I've always I think where did we? I think we met first at Glastonbury, didn't we? We met at Glastonbury when you were doing the cabaret.
Oh God, that's a tough gig.
Tough gig. We were talking about tough gigs. And you got a festival crowd. It's good fun.
Glastonbury has this cabaret tent, and you do it basically. I hope she doesn't hear this. It's a fallow year next year, in it?
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's a hard gig, because not many people are going to Glastonbury to watch stand up. And it's right at the end of the site, so you don't stumble past it, And
it's carpeted, so people go there for a lie down.
Oh, you have to do 2 gigs across the weekend of about half an hour, and the tent could probably fit 600 to 1,000 people in. And every time I've done it, there's been about 6 people in, who are all just lying down on a come down, just trying to touch the ground and feel, just get a bit of shade.
They're literally popping in.
And you're there chatting for half an hour of observational comedy. So it's a tough gig, but it's a great vibe. It's a nice, and you see all of the comedians backstage all camping and looking all dishevelled, and it's not, it's nice, it's humbling.
That was fun. I mean, that was fun. Yeah. So I worked for the comedy tent, and you end up camping with the comedians, which was great fun and quite revealing at times, if I'm honest. But and that's where I met you. And I think the first thing that struck me was like, wow, you're taller than.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, as I say, it's because I'm sat down so much.
This was leading to going back to the football. What position do you play?
Well,
with your height.
Yeah, they like to put me up front.
Right.
But I quite like playing on the wing, because the only thing I can do well is run. I'm fast. Oh. I'm a bit like, Forrest Gump, where I just kept on running. Not really any technique to it, but I can run quite fast. So they put us on the wing sometimes, and if there's a corner, they're trying to get me to put my head on it. But
you've done soccer aid as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's a mad thing.
Yeah, that's be
bonkers.
Who have you played with? What players have you?
Roberto Carlos, Hernan Crespo, Francesco Totti, Jill Scott, Karen Carney, like people that I grew up watching and aspiring to, and so the first time I did it was the day after my wedding day. So you go. So when you get booked for soccer aid, you do Thursday, Friday, Saturday training, and then the game's on the Sunday. But I got married on the Saturday, so I did Thursday, Friday. Then it was so weird. I had to get the car down on the Friday to do my wedding rehearsal, and there's World Cup winners giving you a high five, being like, "Have a nice wedding, see you later." Oh my God. But yeah, it's so cool, because it's such a level playing field. You just go and have your lunch in between training, and you're sat with Tom Hiddleston on one side and Roberto Carlos on the other. It's bonkers, and really cool. Especially with people like Jill and Karen, Jill Scott and Karen Carney. If anybody's not massively into women's football, the first time it came across my consciousness, because I grew up watching football, but I never saw women play it on the telly or anything like that. And my perception of it was from Bend It Like Beckham. If you are good, you don't stay here. You go to the States on a scholarship and go and play there. So I didn't know of British women playing or anything like that. And then when I was at uni in Southend, in 2015, it was the World Cup in Canada, and the girls did really well, and it started being shown on ITV or BBC quite late at night, and I would try and get all of me like flatmates to stay up and watch it with me, and they're like, shut up, it's midnight. But I would watch, and I can remember like seeing Jill Scott and Karen Carney and Alex Scott and Jodie Taylor, all of these amazing women who had never been given this like platform or spotlight before. They were playing brilliant. It was so cool, and you never for a second think like, oh, I'll work with them, or I'll be around them, or I'll be mates with them one day. Like, I will say this.
Go on.
I did when the first time I did A League of Their Own, and Jill Scott was obviously like the team captain for the last few seasons. She'd gone through my tweets from like years ago, and she'd found that in 2015 I had tweeted like, "Oh my God, Jill Scott, she's amazing," and all. And she probably got it up on the screen and everything. Because I was trying to play it cool, being like, "Oh yeah, you're right, Jill." I'd written some jokes, kind of bantering, and then she was like, "Was this you in 2015?" I think I'd tweeted something like, "Jill Scott covered every blade of grass tonight at least twice." Absolute beg.
But amazing, isn't it? It's amazing when that, like you say, it was like when you were talking about your sitting on the toilet going full circle and
it's mad.
Suddenly being amongst those guys.
Yeah.
How's your self-portrait going?
Absolutely shocking. I'm smudging it, but I don't think that's improving. I'm trying to hide the painting.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this might be my best self-portrait.
Shut up.
I'm quite secretly, I probably bigged up too much.
I look
now.
like Wurzel Gummidge. Like, it's...
Are you close to finishing?
Well, it's not going to get better, so I'll just say yes.
So we could...
That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Are you close to finishing? Well, it's not going to get any better, so I'll just say yes.
We'll clip that for the podcast.
Get that printed on T-shirts.
So are we ready for a reveal then? Because we're sort of like towards the end, so we could do the. Let's do these ones first because I think the other one's better.
Okay.
So do you want to do your self-portrait first?
Well, it's awful.
So
I'm really annoyed that we picked charcoal because you can't. It's quite limited. It's not. You can. Yeah, I know. You all sound like my art teacher. Yeah.
I like that. A very delayed applause, but
very delayed.
Can I have a look?
Sorry.
I saw it from the side. Out of all the guests, I'd say that's you.
I don't think when future guests come on this,
the way to guess.
I think mine looks more like Tom Ward than Tom Ward's does.
But thanks for doing that. This is mine. Not sure about the hair, but
oh my God!
That's all right, isn't it? It's all right. It's getting better. I'm getting better.
Oh, that's really good. That's
Thanks.
Really good. Yeah.
The eyes look a bit shifty.
Your forehead isn't that big.
No, I got the hair. As I said, I started off with a comb over, and then I just.
It's a bit Ant and Dec, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Should we do the
Yeah.
the portrait?
I like this one. I'm happy with this one.
Oh, I can see lots of colour on there already.
Yeah.
Do you want to show the audience?
Yeah. Oh, that was a nice reaction.
Yes.
I like it.
That's very good. And you've got the holly.
I put holly on, yeah. I finally worked out how to do holly.
Actually, well done. Yes. Deserves a round of applause. Also, I just checked my T-shirt to see if I'd had holly on it.
No.
But I get the reference
I tried
now.
to do your pink and black around you, like an
That's
aura.
very good, yeah.
That's the aura of you.
It's a little bit Paul Hartnell inspired, I would say.
I'll take that.
You've done some.
I'll take that.
You've done some good colours around it. I think that's going to go well. Oh no.
Come on.
I should have done this the other way round.
Whoa. Oh my word.
See, that's the response I was talking about at the start when there's a bit like.
There have been jokes already about me looking like Rod Stewart, but you've
really nailed it.
Solidified them.
Yeah, you see about the eyes and the nose, it's like not symmetrical.
And do you know what as well you've really got, and I know I do it, I frown all the time. I've got such resting frown face.
I don't see it as that, but I've definitely put that in the painting.
Yeah. They're like Liam Gallagher's eyebrows.
Yeah, they've got So as I say, I think the hair is good. I've got some nice little shades in there, but then it went wrong. The eyes.
I like
it's
it.
not anyway.
I like it.
But did you enjoy?
This has been so fun.
It's been lovely having you on.
I've enjoyed art again.
Good. Would you do it again at home? Do you think?
No.
Fair enough.
I've just had my flat done. I'm not doing.
Okay.
I say I've just had my flat done. I've put some nice cushions and furniture in, but I don't want to get paint on them.
No, fair enough. All right. It's been lovely having you on, Maisie.
I'll come and do painting with you, though.
Great.
Yeah.
Hasn't she been amazing? Let's give it up for Maisie Adam.
Oh. That charcoal gets everywhere.
It does. Thank you to our sponsors, Dental Health Spa, Indian Summer Restaurant, number 124 Guest House Hotel, and the Grand Hotel.